What's going on, guys? Andrew Piluk Hockey here, back again with another video. Today, we're going to be talking about some Toronto Maple Leafs trade rumors. So if you guys are new here, make sure to like this video and subscribe. Join the squad. I'd love to have you guys here. Also, hopefully you guys don't mind that I'm doing some of these trade rumor videos. Some people seem to think I'm just making this stuff up. Guys, I give you guys the facts. I show you guys what I'm talking about. I don't have sources. It's just people that have sources, and I like to talk about it. It's fun. So if you don't like it, I apologize. But this is supposed to be fun. So if you're a Leaf fan and you enjoy fun content and stuff like this, like and subscribe. But we need to get to a Rick Dhaliwal tweet, and it's quoting Elliot Friedman on Calgary UFA defensemen Hanifin, Tanev, and Zadorov. I think they're calling around engaging the market. I can see teams like Toronto, Edmonton, and Vancouver showing interest in some of these players. Now, what's interesting is that if you go past that quote and you keep looking at, and shout out to Rick Dhaliwal, by the way, he's sick. I like that guy. I've spoken to him many times. But Elliot Friedman talked more at length about how Toronto could potentially try to pull off getting Tanev and Zadorov in the same trade. He went on to say that Trey Living would love to add both of these guys at the same time if he could. He wouldn't be surprised if they try to do something like that. And the Leafs blue line needs an overhaul. And the reason I use that word overhaul is because that's the same word that Brad Trey Living used in the offseason, saying that he wanted to overhaul his blue line and he wanted to make changes. Now, one thing I want to make very clear to you guys, if you look at CBS Sports right now, you're going to look at the chart here that's showing time on ice per game, the average time on ice per game here. So you're seeing guys like Riley and Brody log a lot of minutes here. That's a lot of time for Morgan Riley, 25 minutes. You got Klingberg playing about 21 minutes, which is a little bit too much for him because he hasn't been very good. But you've got Gio playing over 18 minutes. You've got Liljegren, who's injured, playing 18 minutes. And of course, McCabe will end up with more minutes. The numbers that I'm not happy about here is Klingberg playing 21 and Giordano playing 18. The Leafs need to add guys that can play significant minutes on that blue line. They need guys that can play in that top four and shuffle down pieces like a McCabe to get favorable matchups paired with a Klingberg, or moving Klingberg down to that third pairing permanently to be sheltered against teams' third and fourth lines. They need to continue to do that. And with Liljegren out long term and Timmins probably still out long term, maybe it's time for them to go out there and acquire one or both of these guys. And I think at least getting one of them would be fair. So if we're looking at Chris Tanev, he's a guy that the Leafs have been linked to for a long time. I remember he's been a trade target of the Leafs for some time, not just with Calgary, but $4.5 million cap hit. Of course, he's got that modified no trade clause, and it's the last year of his contract. Now, I'm going to look at his numbers, but this guy, it's not about the numbers, and the Flames aren't very good. But you can see he does put up decent numbers. But what's special about Chris Tanev is that he's a defensive defenseman. He specializes in playing defense, not just putting up numbers. He plays defense, and that's something that the Maple Leafs need right now. They need a guy that's going to go in there, that's going to play solid minutes, solid defense, and allow guys like Giordano to take some nights off, literally sitting in the press box, and that's no disrespect to him. And then, guys like Klingberg to take the night off in terms of like, hey, maybe don't like be playing against top lines or even the top six, because you should just be on the power play and being sheltered. So Tanev does a lot of that, and so does this next guy, and that's Nikita Zadorov. Now, he might not be the best defensively, and I think he is, decent. He does a good job, but he's very physical, and he plays better than guys like Klingberg and, Giordano and guys like that. And at a $3.75 million cap hit, and again, there's no trade clause here, and it's the last year of his deal, you can see, again, if you look at numbers, it's not about numbers with this guy. 3 points in 10 games. It's the minutes that he can log and be physical and stand up for this team, get in fights, whatever he has to do. But again, it's logging those important minutes and playing top defensive minutes, not offensive. They need this guy to play at home, in-house, stay in on the blue line and play solid minutes and be physical and play defense. That's all this team needs. And I'm stressing this. I'm saying it 50 million times over, because this Leafs blue line still needs a lot of work. They need help. And guys like Zadorov and Tanev, they don't grow on trees. They're going to help this team. And I honestly hope the Leafs do acquire one of them because, again, the Flames haven't been that good, and they have to start listening because these guys might not want to stick around. Now, of course, a Hanifin and a Uyghur, these guys aren't going anywhere, in my opinion. But then if you look at Zadorov, he's playing over 18 minutes. That easily could replace Gio's minutes. You've got Tanev, again, 18-29. They're right there, right beside each other. Both of these guys are guys that can play that 18 to 20 minute range that the Leafs need to complement guys like McCabe and, when Liljegren and Timmins come back, you can complement, offensive guys that you can help shelter a little bit. And Liljegren could learn from a guy like Tanev or, even a Zadorov at that, for that matter. But it's still going to be very difficult because of this thing called the salary cap. And the Maple Leafs do have a lot of depth right now, but it's not really good depth. The thing that needs to be very apparent here is that they don't have cap space. So if a trade like this were to happen, in a perfect world, the Leafs, if they acquired both of those guys, they could trade a guy like John Klingberg. But with that modified no trade, I don't think Klingberg signed in Toronto to play for a different team. As stupid as that sounds and as silly as that sounds, he came because he figured this was a good opportunity for him to put up points and play with talented players, but it's not working. And for him to go from a team that has a better chance of being better in Toronto and then going to a team like Calgary, I'm not too sure that he would be up for that. But again, that would be the perfect position for the Leafs, as if they were to trade Klingberg and then move in two other guys. You'd probably have to give up a little bit of draft capital, and you'd probably have to give up a decent prospect for something like this to happen. So again, potentially even a guy that's costing them a little bit too much on the forward position. I know people would look to a guy like Yarncrook, but this new third line looks pretty good with Robertson, Domi, and Yarncrook. So again, it's very hard. There would be some cap gymnastics here. Maybe it's a deadline deal, but the Maple Leafs have to strongly consider making a move and making that move fast because this blue line is not up to par. It's not good. Like, just to be completely honest, it's not good. So these are just my thoughts, collecting them, and again, talking about the trade rumors that we've seen recently. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Again, a little bit of a quick one. I just wanted to give you guys the information so you can sound off in the comments and let me know. Would you be interested in a Tanev or a Zadorov or both, if that's something that you guys would think would be good for this team? I think I already know the answer. You guys would probably be in it. So if you're new here, like, subscribe, join the squad. I'd love to have you guys here. Big game for the Maple Leafs tonight. I don't know if I'm going to be uploading it before the game, the Battle of Ontario. But let me know what you guys think. Leave predictions for the game. And hopefully I'll see you guys in the next video or stream. Peace.